Deepti Kalaran joins me on the set to take a look at what the papers have been saying today. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
We're going to start first in Argentina, a country that's preparing for the big G20 summit that begins tomorrow.
That's right. Red alert. That's how they're preparing it. That's a directive actually given from the Argentinian Health Ministry to hospitals in Buenos Aires. They're preparing for what this Argentinian paper, Página 12, calls imminent hypothesis of conflict. That includes suspending non-urgent surgeries, diverting transport, leaving hospital beds free, sending in reinforcement teams of doctors. The city is gearing up for war. That's what the paper predicts. Friday has actually been declared a public holiday, and residents in Buenos Aires have been asked to leave the city or risk becoming prisoners in their own homes. This is the first time that the G20 summit is being held in a South American country, and Argentina's really taking center stage, according to this editorial from Clarin. Although the editor admits the G20 is a sounding board for major global issues, but rarely produces results.
Now, a lot of those protests are expected to come against the presence of the Saudi crown prince, who's already arrived in Buenos Aires.
Well, Mohammed bin Salman is facing international wrath over the death of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi and over Saudi's role in the brutal war in Yemen that's left the country in an incredible hunger epidemic. Argentine prosecutors have heeded to calls by Human Rights Watch to investigate the Saudi prince on alleged crimes against humanity. They've even asked Turkish and Yemeni authorities to cooperate on these allegations now. But it's not just the protests. There'll actually be some very awkward moments for the prince. He'll be meeting with Angela Merkel from Germany, Dutch leader Mark Rutte, and Justin Trudeau, all of whom have condemned or cut ties in some form with the kingdom over the death of that journalist. The prince could have cancelled the trip, but he chose to come a couple of days early, in fact, perhaps because he's gambling on the fact that he's among the world leaders right now, and that'll give him some legitimacy. The Saudi paper Okaz hailing the fact that the prince is at the summit of the bigwigs, so to speak.
Moving on now to the British press, Dipti, which is focusing on a big warning from the Bank of England.
An alarmist warning from Mark Carney, the governor at the Bank of England, who's sent this message that Theresa May's Brexit deal will cost them £100 billion, but a no Brexit deal will cost double that and trigger the biggest economic crisis since the Second World War, as you can see on the front page of the Eye. And you really see the pro and anti-Brexit arguments that have come through in the papers. Pro-Brexit papers like the Daily Telegraph accusing Carney of meddling in politics and spreading, quote, project hysteria. This is a term coined by a prominent Eurosceptic MP who tells the paper that the Bank of England has gone from being discredited to hysterical now. The tabloid The Sun going for a little play on words today, describing Carney's comments as carnage.
Next, Deepti, you have a feel-good story out of Cambodia about a boy who is linguistically talented.
Well, you and I both know how difficult it is to learn one language, Jeannie. The South China Morning Post brings this story of a Cambodian teenager who's gone viral. Tuk Salik speaks 16 languages. In fact, we found this out because he was filmed recently by a tourist, and he spoke Thai, 3 Chinese dialects, Spanish, German, and English while he was trying to sell souvenirs at the ancient Angkor temples. Now, that video filmed by the tourist has gone viral. It's made him an internet star. He's now on his first trip to the Cambodian capital to get a passport because he's been invited to a TV show in China, which will be his first trip abroad. In fact, adding to that, a Cambodian businessman seeing the video has decided to pay Tuk and his younger brother the school fees to attend a school in Phnom Penh and help the family come out of their dire poverty.
All right, let's wrap up now. Christmas, believe it or not, is soon upon us, and that means mall Santas around the world are getting into their peak work season.
And Vox has put together an article that looks at the work of a Santa Claus, nay, the profession of a Santa Claus, because sure, you have your average pot-bellied mall Santas, but then you have your professional Santas, Jeannie, who book gigs all year round and can make up to $25K a year, and a lot goes into it. There's a hefty initial financial investment, thousands of dollars spent on a designer beard set made out of human hair sometimes, or if you happen to already have a beard, you need to bleach it, you need to get the custom-made Santa suit and accessories. There's even a Santa Claus Conservatory. It's an online training program where you can learn acting skills, management tips, and learn how to stand out from all those other Santa imposters. As one person interviewed by Vox says, you don't choose the Santa life chooses you.
there's not just one Santa? Tipsy, oh, you're ruining the lives of children.
That's a big reveal we've
All
made
the
here.
France 24 children who are watching, thanks so much for that, Titi Calderon, with that look at the press review today. Don't forget, you can get a closer look at the press review, of course, always on our website. The address, france24.com.